Dear learners, welcome. I am Mrs. Niranjana and we are going to learn about the web basics in this video. We will learn about Internet, evolution of Internet, web browsers and web pages. First, we will learn about Internet. The Internet is a global network that connects millions of private, public, academic, business and government networks. It is a vast infrastructure of interconnected networks allowing the exchange of information and communication across the globe. Next, we move on to the evolution of the Internet. The evolution of the Internet is a fascinating journey that spans several decades and involves the contributions of numerous individuals, organizations, and technological innovations. It started with ARPANET in 1960s. The root of the Internet can be tracked back to the US Department's Defense's project called ARPANET, Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. ARPANET was conceived in the early 1960s to address the need for a robust and decentralized communication system that could withstand a nuclear attack. In 1969, ARPANET sends its first message between two computers located at the University of California, Los Angeles and Stanford Research Institute. Next, in around 1970s, the TCP/IP emerged. In the early 1970s, the development of Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol became foundational to the Internet's structure. TCP/IP allowed different kinds of computers on different networks to talk to each other. ARPANET and Defense Data Network officially changed to the TCP/IP standard on January 1, 1983. All networks could now become connected by a universal language. The 1980s saw the expansion of the Internet beyond its military and academic origins. The adoption of TCP/IP as the standard protocol contributed to the interoperability of networks, fostering a more connected global system. The National Science Foundation (NSF) played a significant role in establishing the first high-speed backbone networks, promoting the development of regional networks. Next came the World Wide Web in 1990s. The introduction of the World Wide Web by Sir Tim Berners-Lee in 1991 revolutionized the Internet. The WWW introduced a user-friendly interface between hypertext, allowing users to navigate between interconnected documents through hyperlinks. Let us learn about the web browser. When we need any kind of information, most of the time we get help from the Internet and we get information. The Internet provides us with useful information easily. We use mobile phones, computers and tablets. We search for a lot of things in our daily lives, so we get information about all over the world. The web browser is an application software to explore the World Wide Web. It provides an interface between the server and the client, and it requests to the server for web documents and services. It works as a compiler to render HTML, which is used to design a web page. The first web browser, World Wide Web, was invented in the year 1990 by Tim Berners-Lee. Later, it became Nexus. In the year of 1993, a new browser, Mosaic, was invented by Mark Anderson and their team. It was the first browser to display text and images at the time on the device screen. He also invented another browser, Netscape, in 1994. Next year, Microsoft launched a new browser, Internet Explorer, which was already installed in the Windows operating system. After this, many browsers were invented with various features like Mozilla, Firefox, Google Chrome, Safari, Opera, etc. Let us see how a web browser works. A web browser helps us find information anywhere on the Internet. It is installed on the client computer and request information from the web server. Such a type of working model is called a client-server model. As you see in the figure, the web browser receives information through HTTP protocol in which transmission of data is defined. When the browser receives data from the server, it is rendered in HTML to the user-readable form and information is displayed on the device's screen. Let us learn about a web page. A web page is a single hypertext document available on the World Wide Web. It is composed of HTML elements and displays on the user's browser. A web page is a document written in HTML and can be viewed on any browser. It is contained within the web server, which can be accessed by entering the URL for that web page. A web page may contain text, links for other pages, graphics, videos, etc. Moreover, it is mainly used to provide information to the user in text, images, etc. A web page is a part of a website. It means a website contains different web pages. It can be understood as an example of a book. So, a website is like a complete book and a web page is like a page of that book. The www or internet contains millions of web pages and daily a lot is being added. Next, let us understand some basic terms that are used with web page. Website. A website is a collection of several web pages. These pages are linked together with hyperlinks. Search engine. The search engine is an internet service that helps user find any information available on the internet. Some examples of search engines are Google, Yahoo, and Bing. Web browser. A web browser or simply browser is an application software used to access the internet. Some examples of web browsers are Google Chrome, Microsoft's Internet Explorer, Safari, etc. Web server. A web server can be understood as a computer that hosts or provides a website on the internet. It contains web server software and component files of a website such as HTML document, images, CSS style sheet, and JavaScript files. The following are some characteristics of a web page. A simple web page can be created very quickly. It takes very little time to create a web page compared to a website. A web page and a website should be compatible with any device, such as mobile, desktop, laptop, etc. The search engine provides a web page through a link, and when a user clicks on that link, it is redirected to the web page of a website. A web page can have any type of information, including videos and audios. It can be made up of only HTML, or nowadays it can have CSS, JavaScript for dynamic and attractive behavior. Now let us see how a web page works. A simple web page is created using HTML, which is a markup language. However, we can also use CSS and JavaScript to add more functionalities and make it more attractive. A web page is created using HTML, hence containing different markup tags that specify how a data should be formatted on screen. The web page is contained within the web server. To load this web page, a client sends the request to the server, and generally the browser is known as the client, which can request the page on the internet. The web browser requests the page on the internet. Once it is responded to by a server, the browser interprets the markup tags and displays them on the user screen in the correct format. The following image shows the working of a web page. The browser sends the request for a page or a file through a HTTP request. The HTTP is the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, a network protocol that allows transferring hypermedia documents over the internet between a browser and server. Once the request reaches the server, the HTTP server accepts the request, finds the requested page, and sends it back to the browser, through the HTTP response. If a server is unavailable to find the requested page, it returns a 404 response. Dear learners, we have learnt about the Internet, its evolution, web browser, web page, and some basic terms associated with a web page. Hope you found this video useful. Thank you.